Princess Diana's brother Earl Spencer has savaged the BBC on social media after an internal report into its appointment of Martin Bashir, 58, as religion editor in 1996 found there was no evidence he was rehired by the company to cover up the deceit he used to secure his bombshell interview with the princess. Reacting to the report on Monday, Earl Spencer tweeted, "It won't end with this, I promise." While the report criticized BBC chiefs for failing to do due diligence about the rogue reporter's past before rehiring him in 2016, it said there was no evidence the move was intended to contain and/or cover up events surrounding the 1995 program. The report also found Tony Hall, who led the internal investigation into the circumstances surrounding the Panorama interview, did not play a part in the decision to rehire him. But it does mention another candidate for the same role as Mr. Bashir at the time thought it was a done deal. The report, which was published on Monday afternoon, said had those involved in his hiring known what they do now, Mr. Bashir would have never been reappointed. While BBC bosses who rehired Bashir were told he had fake documents, the report says they considered the allegations were spent because Princess Diana had provided a handwritten letter to say she had not been misled. Current BBC Director General Tim Davies said the corporation would reflect on the findings. The MP who chairs the Commons Culture Committee, Julian Knight, said it was concerned by the report, asking, "Where was the due diligence?" Mr. Knight said, "Senior members of the BBC knew, at the time of rehire, that Bashir had lied about the use of faked bank statements to gain access to Princess Diana." Earl Spencer played a vocal role in exposing the circumstances that led Mr. Bashir to gain access to his sister Diana through deceitful means. He was first approached by Mr. Bashir, who presented him with forged bank documents that led him to introduce the journalist to Diana. Last month's damning Dyson report into Mr. Bashir's Panorama interview with the princess found the journalist acted in a deceitful way and faked documents to obtain access to Diana, and described him as unreliable, devious and dishonest. The new review by senior BBC manager Ken Macquarie was set up to establish why Mr. Bashir was rehired when questions had already been asked about his conduct. What did the report find? The idea that Bashir was rehired to contain and/or cover up the events surrounding the 1995 Panorama program was entirely unfounded. None of the individuals involved in Bashir's hiring had knowledge of all of the matters contained in the Dyson report. But Jonathan Munro, one of the people involved in the rehiring, had some recollection about the controversy surrounding the Panorama interview and took steps to find out more. He was told that Bashir had faked documents, but that Diana had provided a handwritten letter to say that she had not been misled, and he considered the matter spent. James Harding, the then director of news when Bashir was rehired and who interviewed him, was also made aware of the events surrounding the Panorama interview by Mr. Munro, but did not make any further, independent efforts to carry out due diligence on Bashir. The report found it would have not been reasonable to expect Mr. Munro or Mr. Harding to reinvestigate the events, but it would have been appropriate for Mr. Harding to speak to Lord Hall, the then BBC Director General, to ensure he was properly informed. Lord Hall knew the role was being recruited but did not play a part in the decision to rehire Bashir.